moto.
Naam, tunarejea tena katika awamu ya pili, right? And this is about the second interview. And of course, as promised, we do fulfill, uphold the promise. We have Austine Ochieng, a centre back, Kenya Premier League centre back. Austine, welcome on the touchline, sio mara ya kwanza, but tumekuwa marafiki kwa muda, sio? Watching you play, doing your thing, and I think you're the main people who should be here, and glad to have you that you also created time to come and grace the touchline. We're just here to talk about your journey so far. Yeah. It is the transfer window. So imefunguliwa, I think it must have been last weekend in mpaka February. So far, as it stands, 2023, that's when you turned up for Posta Rangers. Yeah. But basically, we can begin by talking about how your football journey imekuaje tangu ulipoanza.
Well, nimekuwa na journey refu sana, if I can say. It's been
ambayo imekuwa characterized na
a lot of
ups and downs, sio?
So started off nilianza kitambo sana. Started off at Country Boys Youth. That's in Mudhurwa.
Yes. That's the team that also had Wanyama coming from.
Started off there. Then when I joined high school, I got an opportunity to be scouted for Paco Junior. There was an academy in Westlands. It was called Paco Junior Soccer Academy. Yeah, from there, they took me to South Africa, where I played for another academy. I joined Stars of Africa, Cape Town. Then I also played for Jumbo Giants Soccer Academy in Cape Town. Then from there, around 2015, I came on.
Yes. So basically, your journey has been all about, you know, you began in Kenya, went to Paco Junior Academy, then South Africa, and I'm just like asking myself, you know, when you begin here locally here, you know, when you begin just at that age, you know, before 20s, right? Yeah. And then you get to you unaenda Malika, South Africa, going to another country, right? Yeah. How better does this make you, and how quick unafaa kuadjust?
Well, I think it really requires you to really grow up fast, actually, because I'm in South Africa and no parents there, so I'm also still a teenager, and I got to actually just mature too quick because I have to take care of myself. I have to be level-headed. Because there's also options that you might stop playing football and start doing other things.
Yeah.
So to stay just to keep
discipline and keep the focus on football, right?
My football, because it was actually very tough.
Did it? Yeah. And what are some of the key things that you picked up from there? We're still in Africa. Maybe we cannot say that there's so huge gap tofauti ya structures, but what are some of the finest ways that you discover in South Africa?
In South Africa, I think football is run like more professionally, and I think in terms of also monetary, they get paid very well. And the players, the lifestyle, you can see it can actually motivate you to try and also achieve something through football. But in terms of professionalism, South Africa is way ahead. Yeah. Plus, I also got to live with one of my friends. His name is Brian Mandela, and I learned a lot from him because I used to actually stay with him for a while.
Yeah, pia bado ako huko, sio?
Yeah, bado ako huko.
It looks like he will get his coaching badges while still there. And Musa Otieno all began it. How big is Musa Otieno there?
Actually,
his legacy
is very big.
Respected?
Very much. Yeah, you know, he played for Santos for a long time. And they also won the championship in South Africa.
Yes.
So he's very respected.
The Super 8 as well.
Yeah,
and the league as well, right? Yeah. And he was a defender, just like you. Yeah. Looks like South Africa for defenders.
Well, I could say, because even if you see the history of Brian Mandela, also a defender, he has also really stayed there for a long time.
Yeah, sure.
He has played for quite a number of teams, and big teams, you can say. So probably it's working for defenders.
And now then you came back and you signed for Posta. I mean, how was it? Did it turn out as you wanted when you turned out for Posta?
Yeah, in the beginning, yes, it was very, for me, it was very encouraging because I came back and I was still, I could say I was still quite young, and I was able to get in the team, play in the team. I got call-ups to the national team as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So it really went well for me in the beginning.
And when you get a call-up to the national team for the first time, what goes on in the mind of the player?
Well, this
like
is
you feel like you love that flag, right?
Amazing, because this is every player's dream, just to represent your country. So for me, it was a very positive thing for me because I came from South Africa. I wasn't sure of how the Kenyan league is because this was my first time. So getting the call up to the national team was a very big plus for me. Yeah.
And did you get the cup?
Yeah, I did. We played. I remember we went to play in Seychelles, so we played there. There were like 2 friendly games. Yeah.
So you earned a cup, right?
So I earned a cup there.
Yes, and now, what set you back? Injuries?
Yeah.
How did you pick up from the injuries? I remember I was last time I think I was looking for you, and I went up to where you are. You were just recovering, right?
Yeah.
How did you pick up from that particular injury? And what really happens to a player when, you know, your career is flying and now you have to like go back again, sit for even months out? It's
a very big setback for me actually, because they've actually really slowed me down. So even at this point, I'm not playing because I had an injury. So I got a
Was it an ACL?
Yeah, I got an ACL. So the injuries really are a big blow to me. Yeah, so they've really slowed me down.
How do you pick up? Because 2023 you were out?
Yeah, from 2023 I've been out, but I've had other injuries, but I've always just tried to work with the physios and I've always gotten back. So I'm sure I can also get back even now, yeah.
A couple of clubs are knocking?
Well,
I
haven't been very active, so I've been really working on my injury. So I'm just getting back, yeah. So at the moment, I'm also trying to train with my local team, yeah, and just trying to get my fitness back.
Get fit, right?
Yeah.
And for the, the time that you were in South Africa, and also a number of the turned out for Postal Rangers as well as Madara United, who are some of the coaches that have had really influence on you?
I would say John Kamau, one of the best coaches around, and Frank Ouna. Yeah,
currently in Rwanda? Frank?
Ouna is currently in Germany.
Yeah,
he left Rwanda
a
while back. So I would say him and John Kamau, Musa Ochieng, but most of it, John Kamau has really played a very big role for.
He handled you at the youth stage?
At the youth stage, and also in Posta. I've worked with him in Madara United. I've been with him in KCB. Yeah.
And did he maybe make you understand certain concepts of the game?
Well, I'd say he actually really played a very big role because he made me really better and a better player and a better person as well.
And what do coaches look for in training vis-a-vis during the match day?
I think basically all the coaches, they have the way they want to handle their game, their philosophy. So basically they just look for someone who's doing exactly what they really want. Yeah, in terms of the basics. Yeah, so it's not much because when you play in the Premier League, things are like kind of really defined, so it's very easy. Yeah, it's like we're learning football. Yeah, it's basics. It's actually very easy. Yeah.
And also I hear a lot about the 24-hour rule. Is it easy to keep, or it's hard?
It requires it requires a lot of discipline, of course. Yeah. So basically, it's not just the 24 hours rule.
You have 24 hours to win. You have 24 hours to celebrate. 24 hours to forget about. 24 hours to focus again.
I would say it's just the whole period as you approach the game. So if it's not just about the 24-hour, yeah.
Yeah. And how hard is it for you as a player, right, who's been turning out, getting the, a starting place in the team, and maybe due to 1 or 3 reasons you're not playing? How hard is it for playing in such situations?
I think it's quite frustrating, but I think as a player you must understand that there's a time, there's another player who's up or who's way ahead of you in terms of their fitness or form. So if you understand that, it's very easy to accept that basically at that time you're not playing and another player is playing. So it's easy for you to support the team and the player who's playing your position. Yeah.
And the coaches, maybe they feel, the one-on-one feel that players usually have with the coaches, like that the interaction between the coach and the player. In such situations, do you think a word from the coach is important?
Very much. It's very much important because you get to understand your mistakes or the reason why you're not actually playing, or if you've improved or if you're not improving. So it's basically one of the most important aspects for a coach to have a one-on-one with a player, so you know where you actually are at that particular moment. Yeah.
Of the teams that you played for, where did you stay longest?
Mathare United, I'd say. Well, when I was in Posta Rangers, I stayed for a while, but I was going out on loan to other teams. But Mathare United is where I stayed the longest. Yeah.
Did you? I know when you're somewhere and like you get used to sauti ya coach for some time. Unajua saa zingine inabo like umesikiza coach 3 years maze kila siku asubuhi. Yeah? Sometimes like it's boring and mpaka unaona coach kidogo anajaribu kuleta assistant wake aongea to hiyo monotony. Or what do coaches do really?
For me,
imagine they're there every day howling and same person.
For me, it's normal because it's our work. So I think you have to respect them as the coaches. That's their job. So if you start having that notion or you start being negative about them, probably you won't give your best or you won't perform.
And sometimes it's not just like it's just you watching them, like how do they do their thing,
Yeah, because sometimes they repeat the same things, so the same thing that we know.
Na nyima player mnashika ama
so tunafeel ni kama maybe coach anaona kweli atusikie.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah. But sometimes
unaona analeta assistant
basically we do the same things even in training. So
perfecting the same thing, right?
It just depends with your opponent. That's when the coach will do a bit of changes in training and stuff. But there's things that you have to do, like yeah. And
now for you, once the recovery is over, the badges could be calling many players, when they start kupata trouble with their fitness na pia age is going, wanaamua kutafuta badges. They think in that line.
I'm really not sure about that because actually for these past 2 years that I've been outside, I've been in business. So I'm running a shoe store. Yeah, so basically for me, I think I'll be more into business.
It's like thinking about retirement already.
Yeah, already.
We've seen players whose time has come and they don't believe it.
I have to think about my transition because it's the most important thing. Because football is the skill that I know. It's my talent. But I have to think of another skill that I can use to actually just survive and also create another thing for myself, apart from football.
Yes, indeed. And the best centre-back partnership that we had?
For myself, I think
at Mathare, the best centre-back partnership that we had?
I'd say...
in your playing time?
In my playing time, I'd say the best was one gentleman by the name Pascal Okulo. Yeah, when I joined Posta is when he was actually playing his last season. Yeah,
Pascal used to play for Msababama.
Yeah, he actually also played for Mathare.
Yeah, sure.
He has played for the national team. He's played for Simba.
He's now
in
a coach,
Tanzania.
Something like that.
He's a coach at Posta at the moment. Yeah, but I'd say I really learned a lot from him. Yeah.
Nice one. And now, what next?
For me?
Yes.
At the moment,
waiting to heal and get back to.
At the moment, I'm waiting to heal, and as well, I'm playing at the moment, I'm playing for a local team, like I said.
Just to get fitness.
Yeah, there's local tournaments. I'm actually just enjoying football at the moment with the local teams, and also falling back in love with the sport because at some point I felt like I'd fallen out of love with football.
Due to the struggles?
Due to the injuries and also the way football is being run in the country.
But there's now a gleam of hope, Bana.
For that we must actually give it time.
Time, sure.
Yeah, but football wasn't, I felt like at some point it wasn't really being run the way it's supposed to be. So basically for me, I felt like we are actually wasting a lot of our time.
So you decided to do other things, right?
Yeah.
And maybe just as you, as we wind up, for us, maybe finally, I met you during the late Otuoma's tournament, right, which was honoring him after he passed on. And I think his death in some way brought into light the type of disease, some of the disease that players get due to, it could be something to do with the brain, and I remember interviewing you said that Otuoma just passed on because of he could not be healed from that, and we're talking about football and you as a footballer. There are sessions when players, maybe they just made aware of what might befall them, unfortunately or fortunately.
Unfortunately in Kenya, I think I haven't come across any session of that sort. So I think they should actually start to think along those lines and also just educate players, because for Thomas' case, it's something that actually we never really experienced. We've never seen it with anyone else. So it was tough even for him. I know he was actually a fighter. Yeah, but we've never
grew up with him. So started playing with him early. At the age.
Yeah, we've played together. Even there is always the local teams. So we were together in a local team for the tournament. Especially during the holidays. Yeah, so he was really someone who was close to me.
And finally, for you, nice time coming up, and final word on your journey so far, looking to come back, the message of hope that you want to share for the upcoming footballers who are looking up to you as well.
Well, I just say, for me, as much as it's been tough, I've always been a fighter. So I know I can actually come back if I really want to. So it's just for the younger guys who are coming up, as much as it's tough, there's always hope. There's a new regime. So hopefully football will be better for them and for us as well. So they should just keep the discipline and keep the faith above everything.
Yes, keep the faith above everything. The centre-back, Austine Ochieng, talking to us on the touchline. Thank you so much, Austine, for your time. And I hope, looking forward to your siku nitakuja nimevaa jezi. Your team utaenda, and I'll keep people posted. It could be Mathare, it could be Posta, it could be anywhere, but we're really looking forward to you getting back to the field and doing what you love best, right? Thank you for your time. And up next, we'll be having the fan zone, and I have already, as well as Wendy Agola in the building, ready to talk about the Manchester United, the FAs, as well as the Premier Leagues, and this weekend the FA. So not so much to talk about EPL, but of course we'll be previewing what happened last weekend. So stay with us for that little bit up until 3 p.m. But this is the touchline. Don't go away.
The Premier